I'm sure that, like me, you might have often wondered what makes us paint. What makes us want to paint or to make art. What is it gets us excited to want to set up a canvas or whatever and make. And there probably lots of people have different ideas about what they would regard as reasons. I think for me, it usually comes down to something to do with communication of some sort, either to express a feeling, an emotion maybe, or a mood, or maybe just express something about something you've seen or experienced in some way, and you want to put it down on in some kind of permanence and share it with other people. And sometimes it might be a very deep and meaningful type of thing, and sometimes it might be a fairly straightforward statement, which is, look at this beautiful place, I want to paint it and share that image with you in some way. uh, but it is about trying to tell people things. I think that's an important thing. um, and one of the things that sometimes, or has always frustrated me, um, as a teacher in a college, and even now when I teach groups, uh, is that um, a lot of people still feel, how do you get that communication? How do you do it? Um, and I totally understand that, because as I paint every day or whatever it is, I have the same sort of problems, and probably everybody that makes art has the same problems. But sometimes what happens is we get this idea and we see paintings, or rather people painting in a certain way, um, and think there's the magic bullet. That's it. If I just do that'll be it. And we go after that, and we think that's the way to do it. And we follow this particular method, if you like, and style, uh, hoping that that will give us the way we can communicate. But I always see painting as a language, and also see it like music, which is a language, of course. Uh, but like any other language, like German or French or Spanish, it has certain methods to it that you have to learn. And sometimes what we do, we go to classes and we learn things, and we think, well, that's it, because you know someone's showing you a way to do something, a method, if you like. But if you think about language, and let's imagine, because I had this dream of trying to learn Italian, which someday might come true, who knows? Because apparently, well, I do like Italy, but also rumors within our family uh, suggested, we might have some sort of Italian ancestry or something. But whether that's true, I really don't know. Anyway, I thought, I'd like to do that. And I got the little apps, little apps for your phone, speak the words and you repeat the words, and trying to learn kind of like a holiday language to be able to ask the price of something or whatever it is. And it's great fun. And, you could probably learn quite a lot of the language that way. But as we all know, we go to Italy and go to the restaurant and we ask for the bill, or we ask how much does such cost or whatever. Uh, and the person, at the table answers us in Italian. And that's the moment we are lost, because we knew the question, but we didn't know, we don't know what it sounds like when the answer comes back. We don't know what are they saying. Is it 50 euro? Is it 20? You know, so it's a one-way street. So whilst you say, oh, I've learned language, I've learned all these words, I'm great, uh, you haven't really, engaged in communication in a sense, or at least if you do, it's one way. So, art for me is making paintings the same as that you must learn to listen and learn what the language is like. In our case, it's coming through our eyes, not our ears. So we need to look. We need to look at the world. We need to break the world down. The things we see, we need to separate them out, analyze them, look at them. How big is that? How dark is that? what color exactly is that, and how does that sit beside that, so that you can make sense, just like you can make sense of the waiter in Italy or wherever it is. Uh, and that is one of the missing pieces, I believe, in teaching art. In some quarters, there is an emphasis on giving people methods to paint. If you do this and this, it'll look like a tree. It'll be a tree, and probably, a very good looking tree at that too. If you do this and this, boom, 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 that will look like water. And whilst I will teach people that as methods, I always insist that you must observe water or trees, or because they're not the same every day and every place you go. So it's not a one-way street. You can't say, I know the word for tree, so that's it. Because out there are lots of trees, just like out there are lots of people speaking other languages. And if you don't really comprehend what they're saying back to you, then you're not having a conversation and there's no creativity at all. So I think it's very important to encourage you to look at the world. And you do not need to be the world's greatest draftsperson. You don't need to be a master of drawing. What you do need to do is be a master of being willing to draw. And if your drawings look squiggly or doodly, that doesn't matter. You're taking time to observe and take in the world. Then you know how the world works, the bits of it, and you can put those bits together under different circumstances. So my encouragement to you is, don't necessarily get seduced by attractive methods of doing things that look very good. Yes, take them on board and enjoy them, of course. But if you truly want to get better at painting and art and whatever, then you must observe the world and analyze and take it apart. And it's hard work sometimes. It can be difficult. It's not as easy as, watching somebody on television doing one of these demos, and you say, well, just take a 1-inch brush, dip it in 3 different colors and stretch it along like that. And it looks like a beach, or it looks like fields. And then, great, that's it. And off you go and generate loads and loads of these, but they'll always look the same. They'll always be the same group of trees. They'll always be the same. It might be slightly different colors, but you'll never really move beyond using those same words with the same accent, So that's just my thought for the day. Okay. And do come back and hopefully listen to my other rantings and meanderings about art.